Michael.
Morning. No, afternoon. Good afternoon.
On the collision between Boston and Olamide, obviously Olamide got pushed, but what's the technique that needs to get corrected there, or the teaching point there in that situation?
Yeah, really just to start off, there's never the guy that fumbled it always gets the brunt of it, obviously because he's the one with the ball. But for us, we have to just sprint back, get to our drop point on our kickoff return, and at least get to a square, and we actually have some power to at least strike where we're not, getting thrown back into the returner. So it just starts from seeing the ball kicked and sprinting back really to get yourself in the position really to kind of mitigate you getting, pushed all the way back. Unfortunate situation, obviously, we don't want the ball on the ground at any point when we have, a return phase up there. But like I kind of told the guys, it's football. Things happen in football, whether it's, flukish or not. We can't put our defense in a bad situation, especially how we ended the half with the offense doing a really good job in a 2-minute situation, getting a field goal. We just got to keep that momentum going and not put, the team at risk of losing the momentum we had.
What are some of the factors that determine whether or not the kick returner brings it out, and how much autonomy do they have?
Yeah, a lot goes into the game planning in terms of what the personnel is, that we're going against. And a lot of the times, there may be times in games where we had a set plan, but guys go down with injuries, and you're throwing a guy in there that didn't get as many reps. He's coming off the field kind of tired. We don't want to put the players in a bad situation where they could get hurt or stuff of that nature with a mental error. So a lot of it's kind of just fluid in terms of when we want to return and when we don't. Things change as the game rolls on.
What went into the decision to, after that play, to fair catch every kick after that? Yeah,
it's one of those things where you want to just kind of steady the ship after that. We had that. They scored really quick. Then we went with a 3 and out. Had to punt back to them. It was more of those things trying to calm everyone, to get everyone back on the right track. I think you hear offensive guys getting back on track plays. That's what we're trying to. We're not trying to keep that that ebb and flow of the roller coaster of the game. But I thought the special teams they did a good job after that on that punt play of flipping the field for our defense. They actually were knocking the ball off Gunner, and unfortunately we didn't get the bounce, but. Just like in anything else, you don't want to dwell on one play. And I thought the guys did a good job of at least, trying to correct it, getting ready to get back on the field, and moving on and trying to help out the team.
You had that good return from Britain Covey to start the game. Was that kind of a designed return that you put on, or was that just Covey making a play on a line drive kick?
Yeah, we dropped what we're trying to do, more of a toolbox, like, hey, we want to do this to this coverage unit to let Covey find a seam. Covey does an outstanding job. He has great instincts of finding the lane, and you saw, he made a couple people miss. Dane Belton, he made him miss. Cam Brown, who are two really good special teams players. But it's really cool seeing the hustle out of the entire punt return team after getting their initial blocks. Eli had a nice little, hit by that got a guy running sideways to allow Covey to cut back. Then you saw OZ, Grant, Tristan, hustling, trying to get an extra block to get him in the end zone. So it was really cool to see the hustle from everyone after he broke the initial wave of coverage.
Michael, how much of those schemes are tailored to a specific play like Britain? Does it change how you manufacture it?
Yeah, no, I always ask them, the returners, what do they see? They obviously watch the opponent, kickoff coverage team, punt coverage team. Then, last week, Covey ran up to the office before our punt return install, and I really just want to get his input on it because he's a little bit more well versed into that new rugby style college because that's what they did. And Tyler Brown as well, when he was at Michigan, they did a lot of that. How do you attack it in this way? So, just picking everyone's brains that had, some either success or familiarity with it. I thought so. I'm always there to get the input from the players because I'm not the one in between the white lines on Monday, Thursday, Sunday. But if they give me enough input, I could at least try to manufacture a game plan where they feel confident in, detailed up, teach the guys that are, blocking for him. And, it's been pretty successful, at least this year, in terms of our punt return team, flipping the field, getting chunk yards. But literally all the credit goes to those players out there buying into the game plan and trying to execute.
Michael, all your young defensive backs who are playing well now on defense started out on special teams from Eli and Keeley and all those guys. Sidney, obviously, Reed last year, Josh Jobe. What did you see from them on special teams, I guess, as they were starting out? Or did you see things, qualities, traits that made you think they could excel on defense as well?
Yeah, I think it's almost the nature of the NFL. You know, you get young guys coming off college; they're the best players on their team. They try to, make their way through special teams. And I always tell these guys when they first get in here for rookie minicamp, I want you guys to succeed on offense and defense. I feel the most joy and pride when I see a guy that played a lot of special teams start on defense. Whether that's going to be your first year, your second year. Shoot, it took Raheem Mostert 6 years when we were in San Francisco together to now he's, tied for the league in touchdowns. So it's awesome seeing these young cats go out there, Eli, Keeley, Josh Jobe, Reed, going out there from a special team starting point to now being productive on defense, same as on offense. I think it's really cool just to see those guys grow. But it's also really cool they understand that they may have to play one or two units still, even if they're starting and they take it with so much pride to get their job done. I mean, you see Keeley the last few weeks starting at corner, but he's still out there on punt return, and he's doing a fantastic job. Reed, you see he's our PP, he's our captain of that unit, and he takes pride in that, coming up, hey, what do you see on this? What can I do better on that? So it's just really cool to see those guys that do play a lot of offense and defense still take pride in special teams.
In your 2 years working with Gannon, what was the experience like, and what did you learn from him?
Yeah, no, it's been, any coach that I've had encounters with or coached with, they've always been positive, and nothing that has changed between myself and JG. I think JG's a wonderful coach and a better human being. You see a lot of the guys in the building all the time, but being able to be outside the buildings, his family and both of us enjoy playing some golf and getting around and getting away from football. But JG's doing an unbelievable job. Down in Arizona, first time in there. So it's going to be nice to at least see him, face to face, him and Rollis. But, I can't speak nothing good words of JG.
You're in your 14th week now with Braden Mann in the building. Now that you've got sort of a more complete body of work, why do you feel like the transition has been as efficient and he's been as consistent as he has been?
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with just him being familiar with us, the specialist, myself, Tyler, Joe P. Then I think the big thing for us or for myself, is I'm not going to try to make him be someone who he's not. I just want him to be him. I want him to be as comfortable as he possibly can. And through the communication throughout game day, throughout the week, it's been fantastic. I'm glad the transition was pretty seamless, and he's been doing a really good job, punting at a high clip. So, like you said, 14 weeks. We still got 2 more weeks, to flip the field for our defense. We're going to keep striving to do that, but I think Braden's done an unbelievable job. I can't speak, and again, all these guys in here, I can't speak high enough of these guys. They come in, they're willing to work, but they also have fun, which is awesome. Football's a child's sport. You got to have fun to do this at a high clip.